He deserved it. Said in pregame, we didn't really know a whole lot about our team enough. We do now. We got a lot of usable film, a lot of usable situations. I maintain Texas A&M is the team I picked in the preseason to win the league. A lot of other coaches did too. So we know that we're a possession or two away from being in that same conversation.
How much did size, they were the two inside kids go for 33 and 24. That's pretty huge.
Game changing. That's pretty much game changing. I thought at times our first shot defense was pretty good, especially when we went to the man. They were really prepared for us to be in zone, and they had that first quarter was just a punch in the mouth. And this is a hat partial. You have a full one. It was a kind of a punch in the mouth, but I thought we responded. We talked about wanting to know where we were at. I think we know now. But yeah, the size is something that it wasn't just the size, it was the size and their skill. I'm not going to be that guy that just sits up here and goes, oh, they're bigger than us. Those guys are good. It's a kid who understands and knows her role. India Jones has killed us 2 games in a row, 3 games in a row, and Sierra Johnson's as good as anybody in the country at that spot. So, and then to get the play they got from Kayla Wells, but this just shows the maturity of Kennedy Carter in that she's made everybody on that team better. But we're going to go home knowing a lot about our team, not disappointed, very encouraged about the next 15 league games.
You talk about being encouraged. You were able, once they got into a double-digit lead by A&M, to cut that down at halftime and then obviously tie it at 61.
Yep.
The fight in your kids tonight.
Well, and the pace was important early. We knew that we might get behind a little bit early, but we had to continue to play at that pace because the compounding effect comes out right after halftime, and that's when we got them. So there's a lot of encouragement from that. The pace kept us going. We may have gotten a little tired. I'd said, and I was worried about our conditioning a little bit. We had kids having to play 37, 38 hard minutes. So something else that we learned, I think, tonight was that our conditioning can get better as we go down the line.
Chelsea had 4 points at halftime, ended with 20. What did you say to her at the break?
Just stay aggressive. I thought that, she continued to get really good shots. It's the adjustment now of being into the SEC that a lot of the things early in the year that were called fouls are not going to be called fouls. We knew it. We tried to prepare in practice with what we call road rules, but, she normally shoots 8 to 10 free throws, and so some of that was adjusting to that. But, for her, just continuing to be uber aggressive with the ball and looking for her shot. So I think that's why in the second half, then that opened up others. I thought Kiara Williams had a really, really good second half, rolling into space and finding her several times. Lex found her a couple times, IT found her, and Chelsea did. So that's another thing we'll be encouraged about is the resiliency that we had.
I was going to ask you about Kiara, but just the way she played tonight, obviously coming off an injury and not a whole lot of minutes in the non-con schedule.
Yeah, so she hasn't had that game heart rate, that game sound in your chest that you get, none of that. So the practice, but she's got so much experience, and that's why we went to her tonight. I thought the experience was going to pay off big time. I thought she played really good.
You mentioned end-of-game situations being one of the things you hadn't really seen out of this team. Now that you have, what'd you think?
Not bad for what we made the game stretch out. We made it. We got it to a one-possession game there, and we got a backdoor cut. We called it coming out of a timeout, got a wide-open shot. We just didn't make it. We hadn't practiced it enough. So that's stuff we'll need to practice at game speed. But what I think we'll be able to do is look at it and now know we got to take that to the practice floor to be prepared for those. I thought we milked the clock. We got as most out of the situation. They made free throws down the stretch, got it in the right people's hands, and then when they didn't make the shot, they were rebounding and sticking it back in. They had 2 crucial stickbacks off free throws that were just backbreakers.
Any other questions about Texas A&M? Okay, shifting gears a little bit, does anyone have questions about Auburn?